Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most popular books in personal finance, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. This book has had a massive influence on how people think about money and wealth. It challenges traditional financial thinking and introduces concepts that are vital for building financial independence. Let's go over the 9 core lessons from Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which reveal how Kiyosaki's 2 dads shaped his financial beliefs and life philosophy. By the end, you'll have a strong grasp of the key ideas that can set you on a path toward financial freedom. Robert Kiyosaki grew up with 2 father figures, his biological father, who he refers to as Poor Dad, and his best friend's father, who he calls Rich Dad. Poor Dad was highly educated, had a stable job, and believed in following a traditional path. Study hard, get a good job, and work your way up. He thought success came from a steady job and a paycheck. On the other hand, Rich Dad had very little formal education but was incredibly successful in business. He believed in the power of money working for him and not the other way around. He taught Kiyosaki that wealth isn't just about earning more but creating assets that can generate income. Rich Dad's financial philosophy was simple. Don't work for money, make money work for you. These contrasting viewpoints set the foundation for Kiyosaki's approach to money and wealth. While his poor dad was living paycheck to paycheck despite a good income, his rich dad was building assets and becoming financially free. This difference taught Kiyosaki that your financial success depends less on how much you make and more on how you think about and manage money. In Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Kiyosaki explains that most people are trapped in the rat race, working hard for a paycheck but not building wealth. He emphasizes that the rich don't work for money. Instead, they make money work for them by focusing on acquiring assets. Kiyosaki describes how, as a young boy, he wanted to make money to buy toys, but Rich Dad gave him an unexpected challenge. He made Kiyosaki work for him but with very little pay. Kiyosaki became frustrated, but Rich Dad explained that the lesson wasn't about earning money. Instead, it was about learning how to spot opportunities and think outside the box. This experience taught him that financial education and the ability to take calculated risks are key to breaking out of the rat race. Kiyosaki emphasizes that one of the biggest issues in society is the lack of financial education. In traditional schooling, we learn about math, science, literature, but very rarely about money or investing. Financial literacy, according to Kiyosaki, is the cornerstone of wealth. Without it, people remain in financial distress, no matter how much they earn. Rich Dad taught Kiyosaki to understand the basics of money, such as assets, liabilities, and cash flow. Financial education empowers you to make smarter choices with your money. It's the foundation that helps you to think critically about investments, spending, and budgeting. Rich Dad explained that without this knowledge, even a high income could lead to debt and financial stress. Kiyosaki explains how people with no financial education tend to prioritize comfort and security, often at the cost of their long-term wealth. They stay in jobs they dislike because of the paycheck, or they buy liabilities thinking they are assets. One of the most essential concepts in Rich Dad, Poor Dad is understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. Kiyosaki explains it in the simplest terms. Assets are things that put money in your pocket, while liabilities take money out of your pocket. Rich Dad believed that building wealth meant focusing on acquiring assets, such as stocks, real estate, bonds, and businesses. Poor Dad, on the other hand, considered his house to be his biggest asset, but Rich Dad saw it differently. While a house might increase in value, it doesn't generate income, and it requires maintenance, taxes, and mortgage payments. By clearly understanding this difference, Kiyosaki learned that building wealth involves accumulating income-producing assets and minimizing liabilities. Kiyosaki stresses that wealth is measured by how long you can survive financially without working. This means building up enough assets that generate passive income to cover your expenses. He introduces the concept of the asset column, where he explains how assets like stocks, bonds, real estate, and small businesses contribute to financial independence. Kiyosaki suggests that you prioritize building your asset column over spending on luxuries or non-essentials. This approach doesn't mean depriving yourself, but instead focusing on investing in things that will eventually free you from financial worries. Kiyosaki points out that many people fail to achieve financial success not because of external factors, but because of their own fears and habits. He identifies 5 main obstacles: fear, cynicism, laziness, bad habits, and arrogance. Fear of losing money prevents many from investing or taking risks. Rich Dad taught Kiyosaki to learn from failures and to embrace calculated risks. Cynicism, or the doubt about whether you're making the right choice, can stop you from acting altogether. Kiyosaki suggests listening to advice, but not letting others' fears hold you back. Kiyosaki describes how the wealthy use corporations to protect and grow their wealth. Corporations, he explains, allow the rich to limit their tax liabilities and protect their personal assets. Corporations enable them to reinvest profits and manage expenses before being taxed on personal income. Kiyosaki explains that while individuals are taxed on their income, corporations pay taxes on profits after expenses. By setting up a corporation, the wealthy can structure their finances to optimize growth and minimize taxes legally. Rich Dad taught Kiyosaki the importance of working to learn. Rather than focusing solely on salary, seek jobs that teach you valuable skills that can lead to future success. Learning how to sell, negotiate, invest, and manage people can provide a foundation for financial freedom. Kiyosaki suggests that developing financial skills and learning how to run a business are crucial for anyone aiming to escape the rat race. Finally, Kiyosaki encourages people to break out of the rat race by changing how they think about money and work. Instead of chasing a salary, focus on building assets that will generate income for you. This doesn't mean you have to quit your job immediately. Rather, start thinking about ways to build wealth that don't rely on trading time for money. In Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Kiyosaki challenges traditional thinking about money. He shows us that financial success is not just about having a high income. It's about understanding how money works, building assets, and learning essential skills. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this summary, hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comments if there's a specific financial topic or book you'd like us to cover next. Remember, financial freedom is within reach if you keep learning and stay disciplined. See you next time.